Okay, welcome everyone. If anyone's managed to join yet, but I'll start describing regardless. Oh, this is the another game from the L5R World Cup 2020 Discord League World Cup, and many exciting games so far. We have the seventh game in the Canada versus Switzerland series. Canada's represented by Axe Johnny playing Crab, Keeper of Water, and Switzerland by Pablaux playing Dragon on Seeker of Void. Um, the series is 4-2, so unfortunately Canada cannot win this one. But Johnny's got enough swagger. This one's all for pride and of course for tiebreaker points. I will try to flash the decks at some point during the game and just show them. But a quick overview: this Johnny's deck is very much a quote-unquote berserkers style deck that I know him and Mosey have been working a lot on. Leverages the great new province Shinse's Last Hope for an economic advantage. They come in dishonored, but for berserkers that usually doesn't matter. Um, and this is not the and the Dragon's deck is not the Monk deck we've been seeing a lot of, but it's more of a leverages Neat and Master, and we have one of them, of course. Kind of psycho to play that into a three-way of the crab crab deck. So he plays the Initiate with no Fate, surprisingly. I think he'd want to have that around for next round to also protect against. Could eat a Void Ring, of course. Um, we see the Butch Caillou Envoy, always a good buy no matter what, especially when you get it for free. Costs you an honor, I guess. A card and a Fate for an honor is not a good trade, not a bad trade. And we also get the Butcher of the Fallen off the same province. So Rally really coming into play here. Rally saving 3 Fate by dishonoring these two characters. Butcher of the Fallen, of course, being the very, very strong, fair and balanced, as some would say, card that's come out for Crab recently that lets you evade any blockers that have lower printed military skill than the number of broken provinces you have. So um, right now, the printed military skill would have to be 6 and above to block the Butcher. Okay, so we go into draw phase. 5 bids from both players as expected. Now, Secret Void Dragon Row is no fun. Resto will be there, upholding authority, shameful display, pilgrimage, most likely. If there's anyone viewership-wise, it's 4-2, Arash. So it's 4-2 for so now I'm doing my very best to be a nice objective caster, but being a Canadian and a crab player, I have a definite favorite here, at least to equal things up a little closer in tiebreaker points. But no, Switzerland has taken the round. It's a very exciting game. It's very good games. I've had the pleasure of casting a number of them. Okay, that's a good hit with Restoration of Balance for the Caillou Envoy. It's going to need a lot of pumps by the Dragon player to get that up to breaking, especially on a political. I don't think he wants to invest that many fans, or I suppose a fan and the box would do it. So yeah, so it just has knowledge of where the restoration is. So this initiate, let's see if it strikes back. Well, I can't defend, so it might as well. Shinsei's Last Hope is a quote-unquote free kind of poke into the province. Um, and we go with Earthring, always a popular choice. I'm a Void man myself, but I know a lot of people prefer the Earthring. There's no defense from Butcher because Butcher's much stronger on the offense. I shouldn't say it is a nice, as part being from a quote unquote farmable province. It is a nice province to keep around if you can for Crab because it just piles up that economic advantage. Sure, the dishonor will add up eventually, but I don't think it matters in a dragon matchup. As expected, the initiate gets honored to go to breaking, and the one of assassinate. So my thought on adding some fate to this initiate was just plain wrong. Yeah, that's the one. I believe the one assassinate in Johnny's deck. He's running 3-way. The crabs one assassinate. So we get an honored initiate. Get the knife in an alley somewhere. I don't know what he was doing there. What's the monk doing in an alley? Who knows? But he paid for it. He paid the price. And now we have a fate on the air ring. which I guess can help pay for that assassination and the Coyote Envoy going away. So air is not a terrible choice. Earth may still be taken, but air ring with a fate's not bad when you just assassinate it. Dragon players thinking over their options. Oh, they drop in an Ancient Master, and they have plenty of swords. I'm sure they want to save it for this neat master, but they have plenty of swords in their deck to make this a break if they wish. The monk in the yeah, exactly. I mean, the monk only had the knife after it was embedded, between his ribs. He didn't really have it to begin with. He was gifted it in a very aggressive way, aggressive gifting strategy. Johnny passes, no conflict character to come down to prevent this. And loses a bonsai with the butcher on deck and not being blocked by anything. I don't know if the bonsai is really relevant right now, but bonsai is always a good card to get out of your opponent's hand. So Shinsei's Last Hope so far standing for next round. That's good. Again, and if you can go for some quick breaks and just pile up that sort of free 2 fade a turn. Look at how many rallies. So in the first turn, Crab flipped up. Well, okay, look how many rallies on the board. I didn't notice at first. We have, so there was a butcher already there, so that was 6 rallies, or 5 rallies for, sorry, I'm not counting right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rallies appeared on the board in turn 1. That's the most rallies I've seen, and one of them was used. Okay, opts not to go for breaking resto. It's not a terrible time to break resto. I mean, you'd have to dip 3 cards, but I suppose if you don't take resto now, I don't think you're ever going to go back to resto. So you're kind of saying you're going to definitely move in to on the next 2 cards. Okay, so we have the Wanderer drop in, preventing the break from Pilgrimage on Pilgrimage so far. Assassination's already been played. There's none left in the deck, so you're safe to slam a lot onto this Wanderer. I'm not sure Wanderer is your choice for keeping around for most of the game, but it's also not it's a pretty good 1-drop stat-wise, as everyone knows. Let's see if there's anything in Crab's hand to clear off this break. We see, as I always like to see, a lot of the teammates from Switzerland and Canada here to cheer on there and give advice, which is extra nice to see, given that the match has already been settled, but everyone's still kind of lending support to their teammates. We see a wicked Tetsubo coming down. Very strong attachment in general. He's going to really teach his Tattoo Wanderer a lesson. I've heard Dragon has some ways to deal with attachments, so we'll see if Hurricane Punch. I guess he's drawing into because the Tetsubo is just going to must be just looking to draw into a card because it's going to set his skill to 0 regardless of Hurricane Punch. So that must be just a card cycle or. Okay, so now we've, barring another conflict character, we have a definite break here. Dragon passes, and Pilgrimage is wiped out. See if there's any conflict character come down. A third conflict character, second conflict. Yeah, it would be a third conflict character coming down for another conflict, but seems doubtful. Crab shows. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to the deck list here really quick. So as I mentioned, this is a quote-unquote Berserkers list that you see from Mosey, Action Johnny, other people recently, but these guys were kind of working on it first, as far as I know. A lot of kind of good stuff type things. So strip away the crab, which is a good thing to know. It's keeper water, so you can guess 3 fight-ons. Got some Tessens, not a ton of Tessen targets, but Tessen is just such a strong card by itself. That putting on a Yusuke or a Student Anatomies is still strong, or even there's no Vanguard Warriors, which is a notable piece kind of missing. People might kind of be surprised by, but it's a very tight deck list, especially if you want to add Season of War. Fantanas, and then the kind of the Tetsubo action, 1 Jade, 2 Wicked. The Wicked, of course, being awesome for aggressive sort of actions. And you got 3 Tattoo Wanderers as your, with 3 that goes as your splash. So very, bog standard. To what's normally in a very exciting list, a very bog standard sort of splash. 3 Common Cause as well as stands. So plenty of stands, and then plenty of pump attachment wise and things. So on the dragon side, very quickly, I'll get back to the action. Like I said, we see Mount Anvil Castle, so you're not going to see the heavy monk focus, but there's still the good ones. There's Tranquil Philosopher. There's Ichi, which is a surprise in a non-monk focus deck, but we also have Mitsu. You have Huntai, which is kind of like your spicy include, I think, here to have Huntai, but figure, you have Ancient Masters, so why not, right? And then just like Pathfinder's Blade, Reprieve, and Common Cause, all good crab cards. For your tower, you have 2, 4, 5, 8 swords, some hawk tattoos, which is without duelist training, stuff like that. It's kind of interesting to include. But there you can use with Ichi for stance. So, okay. Sorry, hope that helped give some perspective into the, without being just confusing. I agree. Tessens, yeah. Tessens, it's not bad for the 6. I just see a lot of, I guess I'm greedy with Tessens. You love your Tessens on your Brash Samurais and your, like extra strong 2-drops that have that are stat-wise, as opposed to Yusuke, which is a great 2-drop, don't get me wrong, but it's an ability-based thing. Getting it into 2 conflicts is not necessarily any stronger. Okay, we see Flip come up. Neat Master hits the board with only 2 Fate. I suppose he's got some Fate he wants to spend on other things, and he has another Neat Master, but probably going to be looking to invest a lot of attachments on that dude. And breaks-wise, we have Crab up 1, and Dragon still got 4 to go for a game win. But 2 Fate, he has Reprieve in his deck, so that, and there's so that might be sufficient. And that was the only buy from Dragon. For Crab, it looks like he got the Mia Mystic for free off Last Hope, a Shujisuki, which is live, and then the Crisis Breaker, which is really good in conjunction with the Butcher of the Fallen, because Butcher of the Fallen is a berserker, as one would expect. So Butcher of the Fallen can be stood by Crisis Breaker to participate in 2 military conflicts. Oh yeah, Hawker 2 is good against the Butcher. That makes sense too. And yeah, and I guess if you combine that with Ichi in your deck, Ichi in your deck, then you have some good stuff. Okay, so we see a covert coming down on the Neat Master. So the Butcher Fallen is like super covert or quasi covert, but at the same time, it's not actually covert. So he can be avoided here. There's kind of 2 targets you want to get around, both the Crisis Breaker and the Butcher, but I don't think you're going to be able to get enough covert on board to skip them both. I'm guessing it's going to be attack on, I would think, Void on Sensei's Last Hope, but Fire's pretty good too. If you plan to stand your Neat Master, you can honor him and stand him. But Void's pretty strong too forward, just defending against Void on yourself with the 2 Fate Neat Master. But okay, no, we see the Fire coming down. He's going to opt to get the stats attack on Political, which Crab is not representing very much right now. Yeah, Neat Master is too small to defend for a while. He needs he needs 3 more breaks, and then he can defend against, because it's like the it's broken provinces, right? Okay, so the Butcher does defend. I guess the Coverted is initiated conflict. I guess he didn't. I don't see anything. I don't think there was any covert actually done in that conflict, which is interesting. I think he meant to. Oh, sorry. Oh, my fault. I'm used to the. Wait, it's not. It's an Ancient Master. I'm used to that being a Tattooed Wanderer, but I just noticed the 1/1 right now. Yeah, thank you. It's not covert, right? Yeah, I just noticed that too when I was reading the log, trying to figure out what's going on. Ancient Master looks at the top 5. That's cool. So he's gonna probably go dig up, well, either Punch or a Void Fist, because he has the Seal of the Dragon. So Butcher, obviously with a Wicked Tetsubo, not the best not as strong in defense. He still sticks military strength, but as mentioned, the Crisis Breaker can bring him in if he needs him on the crackback. We see Pathfinder's Blade come down. On offense, must have a lot of swords in hand or plans to definitely use that to win this conflict, because certainly a Pathfinder's Blade is a really valuable tool for a stand here, and not going to be able to cancel a province action. Okay, so still 4 to 7 for the defender. The box can take it up to 6, but that's not enough. Master versus Butcher. The Butcher Master. Okay, we see an Ancestral Dice Show, so another of the stands for Neat Masters to come down on offensive here. Obviously not Dragon's first choice. They definitely want to win this conflict, and they possibly have a Void Fist in hand. But using up 2 stands is kind of what the crab opponent likes to see. We see the Mystic get rid of the Seal of the Dragon. So heads up play by Johnny there, saying, oh, counting the cards, saying, oh, I better get rid of that Seal of the Dragon. We'll have a chance, because now he's bigger and I can be fisted out of here. Nobody ever wants to get fisted. So Neat Master gets a Bonsai. Taking him up to breaking +2. One second, I'll be right back. Oh, I'm sure. Okay, right back. Okay, so we see the since his last hope broken by the kitted up Neat Master with the Bonsai. So unfortunately, there's already 2 restricted on the Neat Master, so one of these will have to go. Oh, actually, no. Tanto is not restricted. Okay, so he did have a lot of swords in hand. Yeah, the Tanto is not restricted. I'd forgotten that. So one of the another stand is used, potential stand, and the Neat Master is ready at 9 to 5. Of course, when the Butcher being brought in by the Crisis Breaker will nullify the Butcher's ability to prevent people from defending. So if the Crisis Breaker is the one to initiate the conflict, then the Dragon could have more defenders than they normally would, which would be 0 in this case if the Butcher started it. Pass. Okay, so Crab's going to be lining up their conflict here. Avoid conflict makes sense. It makes a lot of sense if, well, they'd have to have a, I mean, they could do it with the, I guess the Yusuke be worth it, or even the Butcher probably not, but avoiding this Tattooed Wanderer might line up a pretty nasty way of the Crab here. Currently, you'd have to do it with a 1-faded Yusuke, but I think it'd still be definitely worth the trade. We see the Ancient Master. Okay, Shameful Display. So Crisis Breaker eats the, yeah, and brings in the Butcher of the Fallen. Says, oh well, oh well, I'm dishonored. I guess I'll have to get a bigger, better brother here to come beat this province down. And then we have the Wicked Tetsubo in action too. So barring a let go and a bunch of other things happening, I don't think Dragon's going to put up much more of a fight on this particular. Oh, maybe not. I lie. I completely lie. So I guess a bunch of stuff is about to happen. We see the Seal of the Dragon going down on the Neat Master. Okay, so we're getting in our number of cards for Void Fist. That's true. That Ancient Master, He's with beard so long, he thinks he's so cool. Gotta get the butcher. Gonna teach him a lesson. Um, no, he's too loud. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So the neat master. Oh, we let go of the seal of the dragon. Okay. So dragon is now deciding what they want to do. Okay. So that's the second seal of the dragon gone. One off the mystic, one off the let go. 9. I mean, if this, although I'm a little lost with the plan. I mean, seal of dragon coming down on the um, Neaton master. Even if he was to hawk tattoo in, he could get wicked Tetsubo immediately, unless there's also a let go kind of waiting for the wicked Tetsubo. But there's 3 defend your honor, none of which used in Johnny's deck, in Canada Crab's deck. So there's lots of ways I think that plan wasn't necessarily going to come to fruition to stopping this break. Oh, no, there's the let go. Okay, so there was plans within plans and all kinds of wheels going on here. Okay, so that let go was going to stop the Ukitetsubo from shutting down the Neat Master. So my guess is there's a Hawk Tattoo waiting. Hawk Tattoo, but now Void Fist is kind of off the table. So bringing in the Master makes it a 12-9 conflict. Neat Master's too big for Defend Your Honor. Yeah, I meant the let go. Currently, the let go on the Wicked Tetsubo could have been blocked by Defend Your Honor from Butcher to Ancient Master. That's what I was referring to. Because he has to let go of the Tetsubo first, or the Master just gets Tetsubo as soon as he comes in. So it's kind of a tricky timing situation. Okay, we see second let go on the second Tetsubo. No. How am I behind here? Let go. Oh, okay, let go was on the wheel. Okay, now we see let go on the Tetsubo. Johnny passes. Maybe I shouldn't be doing so much conjecturing. I'm getting lost in my own plans versus what the players are actually doing. All we know is it's currently 8-3. Shameful is breaking. Tetsubo hasn't been let go with no defender to stop it. Yeah, he didn't. No. So now we get a hot tattoo to bring in the Neat Master, and he's no longer a monk, so he doesn't get the immediate action, which is also kind of what he was hoping for with the Seal of the Dragon, because then he could have Void Fisted immediately, and then he wouldn't have to let go. So if he had the Seal of the Dragon, he actually wouldn't have to let go of the tattoo because of the Hawk Tattoo clause that gets you next turn. So we see another Wicked Tetsubo coming down on the Crisis Breaker this time. So there was actually, I knew there was 2 Wicked Tattoos. Pablaux, Switzerland, evidently not too happy, but I guess I'll see your 2 let goes with my 2 Wicked Tetsubos. And then the Neat Master gets taken down. Oh, it wasn't 2 let goes. Man, I gotta stop. Gotta reset after this conflict to what I know is going on. There was 1 let go here and 1 let go there. Okay. Anyway, second Wicked Tetsubo was down. Neat Master is blanked for this conflict. Shameful still breaking. And does break. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yes, and we get the Fate taken off the Tattoo Wanderer, which, maybe just to clear the board a little bit. Obviously, the Neat Master is way more valuable of a target, so I'm smelling some Way of the Crab with 26 cards into the deck, 3 Way of the Crab, 14 cards in, 3 Way of the Crab in the deck. It's reasonable, plus we have a Shurusuki trigger coming up here, so that'll be able to filter down. So Way of the Crab is looking like a strong possibility. Kamikaze sacrifices the Neat Master, sacrifices the Ancient Master to stand the Neat Master, Master for Master. In perfect harmony. Well, harmony being one of them getting sacrificed to a big fire. Okay, we have the Pathfinder's Blades. So it's fertile fields. I mean, you're going to have to, you're all restricted up anyway, so I'm sure that that will probably be blocked. Yeah, trying to take care of the iron mine. Not relevant to this particular round, but will be soon. It's 5-2 political, so not breaking, and the box has already been used. Johnny uses to draw a card, but the Pathfinder's Blade blocks that. So Johnny's up by 6, probably going to be 7 cards in a second when the Yusuki's used. Dragon passes on the no break, winning on Earth. Yusuki takes a little peek at the top 2 cards. So what was chat thinks the odds of a Way of the Crab coming up here? I mean, this Earth Ring may hit it, but I think they're high. Okay, so Tattoo Wanderer is discarded from Crab's hand. No fate for Johnny, so there's not going to be another political conflict for him. But the Crab, Canada and Crab are up 1 break, 2 breaks to 1. Up 5 cards, down a little on fate, but I'd still say up on board because they have a lot more characters, although that Neat Master is pretty sizable. Favor goes over to Dragon. No Reprieve comes down on the Ancient Master. Going into the Fate phase. Oh, no fate to wave. Thank you. Yes, I just said he had no fate. Yes, he had no fate to wave. Okay, I guess the chance. I was completely lied. So anybody who said the chance was 0 was 100% correct. With no fate, it is in fact 0. Johnny is first, so he can do it at the start of the fate phase as well. Yeah. I'd personally I'd sack the Yusuki, but they're all good. It's not one of your slam dunk like Gallant Quartermaster into like Emperor type of super Way of the Crabs, but definite high value. If you, yeah, I mean, you could sack any one of them, even the Crisis Breaker with the Wicked Taboo, and you still be trading up. I mean, I suppose you can get greedy and buy the Gallant Quartermaster, and then you still get a pretty good target. Like if he buys a Tranquil Philosopher, okay, but it's not as great as it's going to be at this time, I don't think. But Gallant Quartermaster will probably force a like Tranquil Philosopher with no, oh, Season of War. Okay, so first action Season of War. Interesting. Because now I guess there's no way of the Crab in hand because now Dragon can buy a Dynasty phase starts again. Okay, so he gets so Kaio Envoy comes out. But now the Takeshi Initiate can block any Way of the Crab shenanigans if they existed. Yeah, I think it was too myself. I guess Johnny just did not like what he had. Canada Crab wasn't interested in what was there. Oh, see Kyuden although he has Kyuden so even if you don't like what you have, you always have Kyuden. It's a good chance. It's like your own little built-in mini Prepare for War that's free. Student of Anatomies, okay, pretty good against Neat Master. Hide Yakumo and a Keeper, which I think is the first Keeper. Second Keeper, okay, second Keeper, which is about right for 14 cards left in Dynasty. Gallant Quartermaster comes down. We see a Swordsmith with no fate, but there's only interesting. Swordsmith with no fate. So what does chat think about that? That seems a little strange to me, given you have 7 fate in the bank, you know the assassination is gone, and you have an Initiate to block your Way of the Crab. So I would have gone 2 fate on that myself, personally, but oh, Mitsu. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you wanted to save from Mitsu because you going aggro. So Dragon's, I think, really investing in I mean, they got to get a lot done. They have reprieves, and they're only and already one Lego's been used. So, but they're gonna have to, with that kind of investment in those kind of characters, you're gonna have definitely have to get some breaks happen. Maybe even, well, for sure one this turn. But does Dragon have clouds? Let's take a look. I believe they, yeah, I believe they do have clouds. 2 clouds mind. It's good to know. 14 cards, so definitely not going back to Resto. Gonna be eating some upholding here, I'm sure. So I wonder what sack outlets. I mean, the common cause is oh, the student anatomy is this built-in sack outlet for the Gallant Master. So the Gallant Quartermaster's got a built-in way to get her to fate, like she usually does. Yes, yeah, the Neat Master's definitely blanked, probably for till it goes away, given how many different ways that Crab can come up with stuff with sack against it. Because yeah, the student anatomies would have to be clouded in draw phase, right, for this to help. And Mitsu, despite being covert, is, let's see, so no, Mitsu's not big enough currently to to actually block the butcher. He's not allowed. So barring that last hawk tattoo or a conflict character, the butcher's going to roll on in to whichever province he wants. I'm guessing upholding, or I'm guessing this is upholding here, and take it out. Get ready for the, which is good in this situation because we know Mitsu will get the free stand um, with the stronghold Sacred Sanctuary. So not having Mitsu, although he can just attack with Mitsu to get that stand. Forget what I said. Sacred Sanctuary is always good, no matter what. There's nothing you can do to make Sacred Sanctuary bad or neutral. I mean, I guess the dream scenario would be if Oishi was on the table, and then you could Kamikaze the Butcher and attack military again. So you attack military now and then attack military again on the Sacred Sanctuary after defending when Mitsu could not defend it. That would be extra gross Butcher action. The student, the Caillou Envoy is sacrificed. There must be another sack outlet. I mean, 15 cards, you probably have a common cause or something. I guess Johnny wanted to get that card right now, as opposed to the 2 fate. And it's Mitsu who's blanked, so the Neat Master's left with the his ability to restand if necessary. I guess, yeah, I mean, Mitsu represents multiple Void Fists. There's some conflict characters and a Hurricane Punch you can use currently in the bin. Rebuild gets the Sakuni Lab that was dumped out previously by Kunihita. Pumping up the stats, +5/+5. Well, slightly less because we have a dash here, but still darn good for a free card. Yeah, I guess Johnny's more concerned with winning conflicts here than defending against. I mean, but then he can. I mean, we'll see how many swords are left over to stand the Neat Master. Whether Neat Master may or may not have been better. I definitely see Mitsu having powerful abilities to stop you from breaking these conflicts. So I am making these breaks in these provinces. So I can see the wisdom there. Oh, so we see the political first. Because then if there's no counter break, then the butcher comes in with no, only a hawk tattoo standing between it and the destruction of Mountain Anvil Castle. Okay, we see a Hurricane Punch coming off the Neat Master. Of course, if there is a sword or a weapon, then this Neat Master defense is quote unquote free. He's gonna have to drop one of his cards, but none if it's an inscribed Tento. We see court games honor Mitsu. So now Mitsu is large in political and military. Um, Shujisuki, Shujisuki get their card yet? Uh, yep. Shujisuki goes hunting for some cards. He's got 12 political to go, which is a lot for this deck. I mean, it has fans, it has Tessens for political pomp, no court games, and it rebuilds. I guess if there's more, I don't think there's any more Kuni Labs actually in the. Oh, there's one more Kuni Lab, so we could rebuild for Kuni Lab too. This is an important conflict. It represents 4 more strength from 2 keepers, plus taking out one of these defenders. But opts to not invest anymore. Takes the Bowing of Mitsu, and the Master. Neat Master gets a fine katana. Standing up the Neat Master. So not much to defend against a political crackback here. I wonder what this province is underneath the Kuni Lab. It was chosen on purpose, so I'm thinking, you got to guess a shameful display or upholding. Um, but we shall see. I would guess. I mean, the face-up province is kind of what people want to kind of go for, just the known. But definitely taking that Kuni Lab out of action is probably what Dragon's thinking here. Kamikaze readies, so a lot of betrayal by very good cards here. Crab using dragon cards very effectively, dragon using crab cards very effectively, and Mitsu stands up. See Tessin stand up the student of anatomies. So I mean, could defend with the crisis breaker. And that gives you what, a skill of 2, 5. That's. Oh, we have a covert though, so covert's gonna skip around something. So with this Iron Mine floating around, we again have the potential of a pretty heavy-duty Warrior the Crab at the end of the turn, although Dragon's not played any of the reprieves. So, wait, they're playing Kamikaze. Wait, hang on a second. I'm going to double check, because I just assume everyone takes reprieve. Like, why wouldn't you take... Okay, there are 3 reprieves. And 2 Kamikaze. Okay, yeah, it's Mountain Anvil. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't crazy. It's the Sarugi that took more influence, not the Pathfinder's Blade as being only 1. A little confused there, sorry. No, back to Fertile Fields. Okay, gonna leave the Kuni Lab up, just to opt to not walk into some province here. 12 strength political attack on Void. Student Atomies is gonna step in the way. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Sees the size of this truck. Thinking it's not the best idea. Oh, he's going to. Yep. Fertile Fields draws a card. And I'm not sure. I'm just thinking what could be in Crab's hand to make this. Okay, so a fan goes down on Mitsu. So now he's winning by 10 instead of 8. Obviously, I guess lining up enough cards to Void Fist if Mitsu has to. And an attachment doesn't go away, so that's fine. Kind of overkill. I just don't know what Crab could have in the political arena to actually make this not a break. It is a very important break. I mean, this is the break that lets Mitsu defend Sacred Sanctuary, which is a pretty big deal. But it's going to be tough to stop. I mean, 2 big characters blocked and then 2 stands. Then it was 2 stands in Dragon's hand of relatively few cards to fire this attack back. So Definitely a good turn of events for Dragon that gives him a lot of momentum here, being able to stand those huge characters. That. Of course, without finding a let go, Amitsu's gonna be blocking a Sacred Sanctuary at strength 0. So is there going to be a stand for the Neat Master? I think that's pretty crucial. Is the Neat Master going to get another sword? Oh, that's right. He can't block Butcher, right? So you need a sword and the second Hawk to do. So yeah, we have the Tetsubo for Mitsu. So we can rumble in with the Kunilab still up. So we have 7, um, 11 against currently 0. Even Mitsu blocks because the Tetsubo will get him. So a let go is definitely needed. 2 more. There's 2 more in the Dragon deck. It's quite likely actually that 2 let goes have been drawn in 25 cards. Sorry, I know that moving the mouse around always comes up terribly on stream. You should leave it up longer. But still interesting. Oh, wait, we're not even going on Sacred Sanctuary. What am I talking about? I'm assuming upholding was broken. That's completely false. We still have to break upholding. So all this conjecture of mine can wait for next round. Butcher rumbles into upholding. No one cares to block about this. Dragon will be first next turn, so that means if they manage to get a break, then and another stand, then you can block. Okay, getting interesting for sure. We'll see what's in this big mid of cards that Crab is holding. Certainly, if there's a way of the Crab, there's no reprieves in Dragon's hands, and there won't be a way of the Crab after this. But, okay, we see additional bonsai, we see kamikazes, 2 defend your honors, 2 fight ons, a Jade Tetsubo, okay, let go, rebuild, 2 tattoo wanderers, watch commander, and 2 way of the crabs. So there's a let go in hand, and only 1 fate for dragon. So they have to take these way of the crabs, right? Like they can't, because if they try to play the reprieve, it'll just get let go, and then you'll get one of your big characters way of the crab. So I'd have to imagine you got to take away the crab. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, the Watch Commander's not. Yeah, 2 way of the crab, because the Watch Commander's not really that relevant right now. Tattooed Wanderers to some extent, I guess, because that still gives you a covert pass and Neat Master if they don't answer with a Tattooed Wanderer. Defend your honors. I don't know if they'll even crab characters will even be bigger. So yeah. So yeah, 2 fight ons in hand and this Crisis Breaker. I don't think, and there's no fate on rings. I mean, the Swordsmith could make an attack if they want to strip a ring of fate for next turn, but it might be worth it. It might be worth just seeing what's underneath that Kunilab. Oh, the Gallant Quartermaster is getting stood up. Yep, just to get the 2 fate essentially. I don't think the anatomies is really needed in this defense here because the Crisis Breaker hasn't stood anyone yet. So the Butcher of the Fallen can also also come in. So it's be a massive military defense. Yep, I, I think a Promise Reveal might be worth it, and just decide which ring you don't want to have fate. I mean, the worst thing. Let's see, the Air Promise is already covered, so you could hit Shameful. I guess hitting Shameful and giving, well, that doesn't really matter. Re-honoring this guy is not a huge price to pay. Lose him the favor. Yeah, it's a good point. Actually, it Because what you thinking leave the crisis breaker at home and defend with? Oh, there's a reprieve going down. Oh, okay. Let's guess it does sort of the same thing, blocking the way the way the crabs are gone. So you know that's not there. So you can just freely play the reprieve here on the swordsmith. So let's see. So I'm sure this Kuni Lab's going to be kept. Um, the Iron Mine will be used on the Crisis Breaker, is my guess. I don't know. Yeah, Crisis Breaker because the Whisk Tetsuo is better. Um, so the entire board for Dragon stays for now. Then I imagine Itzy's going to get dumped because you want a Mitsu dupe. We'll see. Decent chance of having another reprieve left. Yeah, Gallant Quartermaster's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, well, second Kuni Lap's really good for Crab, but the rest of the flop is pretty weak. Pretty weak. Yukuni comes in. Lots of good stuff. You can copy Neat Master, you can copy Mitsu, copy Crisis Breaker. Uh, Ani takes a look at the top three of his cards. Third Keeper's up, and two Kuni Labs. So, I mean, should Crab get the Water Ring? That's a lot of stats will pop out of nowhere there, but 6 card advantage for Crab. Okay, so we see the Kaio Envoy come out, and chucks another Iron Mine and a Quartermaster. So, yeah, that wasn't a great Kuten Heat either. There was an Envoy, a Gallant Quartermaster, and an Iron Mine when you have 12 Fate. So it looks like Crab will most likely, I mean, they could buy the Keeper, I guess, just for the stats. He's 3/3. Never really want to do that. It always hurts. But, but I bet you the Mystic will be bought for sure. Okay, so you see Kuni come. That means Swordsmith in the Dynasty phase? I guess. Um, I mean, you don't really care if Crab passes here. I mean, you'd like the Fate, I suppose, would be the thing. The passing Fate. Pathfinder's Blade. Okay, so we know there's a stand for either Yukuni or the Master. Probably the Master. He's bigger, much bigger. We see the Mystic come down. And the Keeper, yeah. No Void Fists have been played, I believe. There's 2 Fight-Ons in Crab's hand, though, to counter those. And he's got the Fate, more than enough Fate to do it. Yeah, no Void Fist played. We do have a Favorable Ground, which is pretty strong here. Just to like pull out of attacks that aren't going to work, or force big defenses and then leave, that type of thing. Cards have evened up. It's 13 cards to 4 cards extra for Crab now. That'll probably go to 5 cards extra for Crab because of the Yusuke, but it was worse earlier in the turn. Obviously, political is a big advantage for Dragon here. We have 5, 7, 15, 20 political. So even with the Kuni Labs, we're only looking at 3, 6, 11, 14. Okay, 19. But, you know, I don't think we're going to see an entire board attack defended by an entire board here, but thanks to the magic of Kuni Labs, Crab can actually mount a decent political defense as well. No Watch Commanders down yet for Crab. We saw there was one in the hand. There's tons of Fate. Just not a great target to put it on right now in terms of characters with Fate. Okay, we see a political poke instead. There is a favorable ground. Suki defending. Okay, so this is, given the board situations, despite the fact that there are reprieves in Dragon's Hand and Iron Mines and rebuilds and stuff, or rebuilds in Crab's Hand, this is pretty crucial. There's really big boards going away this turn, so we see Yukuni come in because Suki was the only one to defend. Yukuni has not copied anyone yet. Leaving that open. Good point. Good point. I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, certainly when I play Kudenhita, it seems to creep on you so fast, especially if you are running rallies and prepare for war. You can hit the bottom of your Dynasty deck so quickly. I mean, the Berserker deck is geared to win before that, but other sort of slower crab decks can have real problems. I'm almost starting to think, I know it's blasphemy because we wanted a new stronghold for so long. I'm almost starting to think in some style of crab decks like City in the Cloud and stuff like that. I'm not even, well, City of the Cloud, no special case. But certain styles, not either one of these, that maybe the old stronghold might be better. The City and Cloud needs Kudenhita because you have so many stronghold, so many holdings, you'll get in big trouble. But if you don't have a way to pull out a character when you need it. Okay, so we see court games, honors Yukuni. Good old three glory Yukuni. And we know there's a Pathfinder's Blade, and he can copy Neat Master. I still don't know if he's even bigger, though. 11-5, 8-8. Depends on what you want to defend against, I guess. But you might as well have Yukuni copy Mitsu, maybe? I don't know. It's tough to say. Student of Anatomies, blanks Yukuni. Okay. Oh, no, Yukuni, sorry, Yukuni copies Student of Anatomies. So we can, okay, so he's looking to blank Crisis Breaker? I guess. Or the Student of Anatomies itself, I guess. But I mean, the Student Anatomies could just probably just fire off on, if Johnny suspects that, he can fire off on this keeper to well, it kind of tips his hand though. I mean, I guess it costs you a character, and it costs you pretty good stats with 2 Kuni Labs or 1 Kuni Labs after this conflict, but could just like give the Caillou Envoy the heave ho and blank who you want to blank right now. Yep, so Student Anatomies blanks Tetsugatsu Mitsu. Yep, gets a card and a fate for that. We see, yep, Crisis Breaker is becomes blank. Now we have an 8-4 on the Double League Authority. I mean, once the Pathfinder's Blade comes down, I mean, do we Pathfinder's Blade for Kuni, well, Kuni Lab is not a, sorry, not Kuni Lab, Kuni Wasteland. I guess it's not a triggered ability, right? So I don't think Pathfinder's Blade can matters for it. Oh, Pathfinder's Blade, sorry, is for the Upholding Authority. Good, yeah, thank you, Shooter. Yes, that is important. He doesn't want to lose more cards than that. Yeah, yeah. So I was thinking ahead to the next fight after the stand with the Pathfinder's Blade. Although Pathfinder's Blade is the only known sword we have for the Neat Master stand. Okay, we see Cloud the Mind come down on the Mystic to stop the Pathfinder's Blade. 2 let go still in Crab's hand, or Crab's deck, so could have a strange little battle around this Maya Mystic getting clouded. A very important character all of a sudden. Let go, well, you can just go directly, use the let go on the Pathfinder's Blade. That works too. So now we see, okay, so now we're up to the eight card advantage for Crab. And we're going to take a peek at Dragon's Hand here. So we have 12 spectators. So we actually have, I mean, there are 8 people on each team with, or possibly 9. So we have almost entirety of both teams here participating. That's really cool to see. I think Domitable Will comes down the one of in the Dragon deck. So Kuni's going to remain standing. And this Upholding Authority is going to break. Three Void Fists. 3 Void Fists, a Reprieve, Hawk Tattoo Wanderer. I mean, 3 Void Fists, right? Yes. I mean, Mitsu's going to... Mitsu is... Okay. Mitsu's blanked, so there's no recurring of those Void Fists. They're all gone, right? Yep, Student Nav, Shami, Scott, Mitsu. So all Void Fists are going to hit the... It's more the hand knowledge, probably, even. Although there's a lot of military pump in here. And stand. It's like you're going into Sacred Sanctuary, and you have what's on board, which is 8, 15, 26 military. Plus, in hand, you have another 4, 6. So 32 military on Sacred Sanctuary, and tons more political than I think Crab can generate. 21 political, plus box. So I think you can go for like 30 mil and close to 30 political. And Crab's got 4, 7, 9. Only 9 military. And they can blank one. So I mean, I don't know what Crab's packing in his hand, but it does not look like this is a fight they can win against Sacred Sanctuary. So they might, I think Action Johnny might be considering a water attack. You could do a water poke on, well, he's just going to block with Neat Master and stand it back up. Oh no, the Pathfinder's Blade was used. So you could do a water poke with somebody on Restoration of Balance, looking to not break it. And then bow one of these giant characters who's not a monk, who doesn't get to restand. Oh, there's a Fine Katana, so that won't work either. Yeah, it's a tough spot. Tough spot. I'm curious to see what Johnny's going to choose to do. Okay, he's going to replace the Iron Mine with the Kuni Lab, I'm guessing. Oh, replace it with an Iron Mine. Okay, so he replaces something with an Iron Mine. Okay, Covert coming out. Tattoo Wanderer. So we knew that was in hand. So Covert. So why the Iron Mine? Help me out, chat here. Why the Iron Mine? Why rebuild for the Iron Mine? Oh, 2 Coverts. Okay, there's 2 Tattoo Wanderers come down and a Watch Commander. Okay. Characters are really... We've been the Katana, not the 3 Void Fists. Ah, okay, duh. We were just also into Void Fists because there was no stand, okay? So we see cards just coming out of nowhere here. Okay, so now I can sort of see the Iron Mine for next turn. This seems like an all-in play to win this turn, though. Is there... There's Kuni Labs in the bin, I guess. Just Action Johnny did the math. You need them. Mitsu, so he can't Void Fist. That's true. Wicked Tetsubo. Dragon's asking for 5 Legos in his hand right now. Yeah, so he's sitting at 2. So he's got the Tetsu to deal with somebody. He's got 2 Coverts. So he can covert everyone but Mitsu and Wicked Tetsubo Mitsu. And then Watch Commanders in case. And then Crab can only play. Dragon can only play 4 cards outside of this. Oh, Mitsu's blank, so he can be coverted as well. But Mitsu's smaller than Yukuni. Oh, but he's not a monk. Yes, you want to. Yep. And we get the good game. Yep. Excellent use of covert there, piling it all up for the big attack, and well played to both players. I think it was pretty crab favored in the beginning, but Dragon made a really good comeback, and then a big final push by Canada, Action Johnny, and that was that. So thanks everyone for watching. Keep watching as many World Cup games as you can. They're great. They've been all excellent. The ones that I've seen, all entertaining. And yeah, so I'll probably be streaming more Canada games next week. Bye everyone.